Dun-up, dun-up. Jaws turns 50.
And guess who's coming to the Montauk Point Lighthouse? Welcome back to another episode of the Long Island Tea Podcast, where we spill the tea weekly on how to live your best Long Island life. I'm Sharon.
And I'm Stacy.
Welcome back.
Hi, it's great to be here as usual.
As usual. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hot. so hot.
It is a hot one on Long Island today, and it don't see it changing for a couple days.
No, and our building is celebrating the heat.
Yeah, in full flex with no air conditioning.
There's no air conditioning in our building today. It's tough.
It's like all these, I was watching the news this morning and there was like this news banner about like cooling stations and what pools are doing and staying open later, and the beaches are open later. They're not going to kick you out at sunset. Well,
that's nice, but what is going on inside this building? I need a mist fan.
I know.
I'm willing to let it mess up any makeup, but it's tough. And this blazer choice today was interesting. I wasn't sure if it was going to be so hot outside that it would be ice cold inside.
Yeah, which it normally is.
And so I do not have the appropriate undergarments on.
Appropriate attire.
This blazer has to stay on no matter what. So I'm not really that happy with the decisions I made prior to leaving my home this morning.
Well, we did have very busy day, very busy day today. We have a couple meetings, and so I thought the same this morning. Getting dressed, looking at the weather, I'm like, okay, what is nice, airy and cool and comfy.
Smart.
So here I am. How was your week so far?
It's okay.
Yes.
We kicked it off visiting MacArthur Airport.
Yes.
ISP, for those that don't know, the airport code for it. If you have not been to MacArthur Airport, I would really, really implore you to book your first ticket immediately.
100%. And we said, we had this campaign last year where it was called If You Know, You Know, but it's If You Know, this airport is the most prized possession that we have.
It's heaven.
It's so beautiful.
The chaos that always sort of like ruins the beginning of a trip because you have to get to the airport, LaGuardia, Kennedy, even Newark. And it's just getting there is annoying, whether you took an Uber and you're stuck in traffic, whether you're taking mass transportation and you're just skin to skin with somebody else. It will never happen here.
No.
It is so wonderful. And we walked in for our meeting today, and I feel like we both did like an audible sigh.
Yeah.
Because it was just so relaxed. And I said to you, I really need to make sure I'm booking more out of this airport.
Yeah.
Because it really it kicks off a beautiful vacation.
It does. And even coming back, I just took my family vacation last month, and I flew in and out of Islip, as I almost always do. But just the convenience of having your car there as a resident and being able to park there, the fare for parking is rather cheap for the daily rate. And, like being able to just get off the plane, getting your luggage, getting your own car and be home in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying also just associating a value with, if you were to go to the other airports because perhaps the tickets were more in your favor.
Yeah. Price-wise.
If you establish how much an Uber would be, how much your train tickets would be, if you apply that to the price, you just get to whatever, maybe Islip, if it was $20 more, whatever, it's so worth it. And just associating a value with calm, lack of chaos, lack of just like stress over like getting to your gate and getting through the security line. It just like doesn't exist there.
No.
And it goes to popular markets. So I definitely check out, their website or go to discoverlongisland.com and check out MacArthur Airport. And they go to southern Floridian cities. Yeah. Charleston, which I may retire to. It'll be my second house. My first one will be in the Hamptons. Second will be in Charleston. Yes. Wilmington. But check it out because I feel like, people don't necessarily know.
Right, exactly. No, we're so lucky to have it here. I just got back from IPW, which was held in Chicago. It was so much fun. So the team went. It was myself, our international sales rep, Alfredo Gonzalez, Courtney Geary, our director of PR and communications, and Debbie Tassone, our director of sales here at Discover Long Island. We all went and we took on 150 appointments. We were joined too with two of our partners who came from Hotel Indigo and Hyatt Place East End, where we talked about Long Island being a wonderful destination to plan your trip. And in these meetings, a ton of, products were being developed right there on the spot, which Alfredo, let me just tell you one little tidbit about Mr. Alfredo Gonzalez. This man, I think, knows every single soul in the world.
And every single language.
And every single language. Walking the floor with him, it was my first time attending IPW. And I was really glad to do so because I really got an understanding of how fast-paced this show is. It's 3 days. But you're in a booth, so you're receiving the appointments. And Bree did a phenomenal job at decorating the booth and having the whole setup done. And our creative team designed the booth. It was gorgeous. But walking the floor and just going, we would take breaks here and there. They did it a little differently. They had like networking breaks mid-morning and mid-afternoon. So we kind of I like to go around and look at the other destinations, see how they do it, and see what kind of booth setup they have, so that we can steal it next year if we need to. But I really think our booth was the most beautiful, if I do say so myself. But walking the floor with Alfredo, you couldn't walk 10 feet without somebody stopping him, and hugs and kisses and all the love in the world. It's incredible. This man is just like, talk about gem. He's a great person to have on our team.
Yeah. He's just so well informed, and he actually spoke at our board meeting recently. And it just felt like, you're up to date on all the information that we need to know just about international tourism, domestic tourism, and he always has more information to share. I feel like he is the first person to catch on to any new information coming out, any new articles, and is like an amazing resource.
Yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge. It's incredible, especially with the international markets and things like that. That's his main job here, and he really does a great job at getting Long Island recognized globally in so many different countries.
My question to you is, with 150 interviews, what is that like social battery charge like?
Social battery. The good thing is that there were so many of us. So it was a lot of piggybacking. I think we started it out, they'd come to our booth and they'd talk to our partners, for the hotel partners, and then everybody did it. Oh, who else was with us? I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention, was Belmont. Village, yeah. Oh my gosh, those two I love to pieces. So it was really great because they got a good taste of Long Island as a region. We have the East End hotels that joined us, and then we have Belmont Village joined us, and then DLI team was there to be able to speak to the region as a whole, and Suffolk County and specifically, and just let them know, this is where we are on the map. This is how you can get around the island. These are the things you need to see. Yeah. And it was really great because Courtney did the media marketplace too, and so she met with 30 different media outlets, and I think there's going to be some story coverage from there. It's just really, it is a great show to attend. But most importantly, I was able to see Kristen.
Yes.
And her thriving. I mean, this girl, she is on fire.
Yeah. Speaking of social battery.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of social battery, that woman literally went from, so the James Beard Awards were also taking place at the same time IPW was taking place. So IPW, for those that don't know, is the largest international travel trade show in America. So there's 6,000 attendees that come from all over the world to learn about our destinations. So Kristen, now in Chicago, was the host city, and she got up on stage and welcomed the entire delegates there, and like it was just
like she's been working there.
She belonged, and she just literally owned that stage like I knew she would. But it was great to meet her new staff and get to.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, kind of. The one person in particular that she introduced me to was her executive assistant, and what this woman, like, her schedule is just insane. She's like color-coded notebook.
Oh yeah.
Like for all of her appointments, and she has everything. She's just really great. She's lucky. Kristen's very lucky to have a great staff on hand to get her through this, because it was just so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, based on what she's posted just since she left,
right? If
that person is not the most organized person in the world, it's going to be a tough run for Kristen. Yeah, but it looks like she has been everywhere, looking great, doing great, saying great things.
I really like. We used to laugh and say, "You don't stop here."
Yeah. I actually had texted her, good luck. I hope the week goes really well. And immediately her response was, picture of you guys.
Aw. Yeah, so it was great. I was so glad to see her and Thomas and Tegan and Kenzie. I mean, I saw the whole fam. It was so nice.
Yeah.
But yes, we closed it out very nicely.
And we'll be back there soon.
And we'll be back there soon in a few weeks for Destination International, another trade show conference that we are attending, you and I, which is exciting because it's really a learning experience. We go there to learn about what's happening in our industry, what are the new and up and coming trends happening with, AI, marketing, whatever.
It'll be my first speaking engagement. I am helping CelebriTEA during one of their flashes of brilliance.
You didn't tell me this. No, what's happening?
Yeah, we have a call tomorrow to discuss what their presentation, and just ask if I could speak on behalf of as a client.
That's awesome.
And what we're doing with Ryder Cup. CelebriTEA we had branded cars, a fleet at the Phoenix Open. So I think she would like me to get into that.
That's awesome.
Then what we have planned for the rest of the summer into Ryder Cup.
Super exciting. So these little flashes of brilliance are like these little 10, 20-minute speeches and throughout the hallways and things like that. I'm excited. I can't wait to snag you.
No, I won't tell you when it is.
Yes, you will. I love that. That's so exciting. But yeah, another great industry event that we're going to be attending. And again, it really opens up our world to new things this conference is really about what other destinations are doing, not necessarily vendors coming in and speaking about what they can offer, but it's more peer-to-peer, and I think it's really a great conference to just understand where our industry is going.
Yeah, it's a great learning. I think last year when we went, it's a lot to bring back and just to compare notes.
And implement with our team.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Chicago, here I come again. Watch out, Windy City.
So same but different.
Yes.
The Psychic Fair is taking place at the Hilton.
Oh my gosh.
In Melville.
Okay.
And I did not go this year. I went many, many years ago, and here's my story. So I went with friends to sign up, and there's a sign-up sheet, and there's different types of psychics. There's tarot card readers. There are fortune tellers, people that speak to pets that have passed.
Wild.
I selected someone, I think just based on his name. It sounded like an old Southern name, and I feel like but there's like spirits down there. I feel like there's a lot going on in the South. And so I spoke to him, and I took my wedding ring off because you don't want them to know anything. They don't want to assess you and then make some silly guesses. I went in as a cynic, by the way. We went in just for fun. And not long into our conversation, he made some sort of guess that my father had passed away when I was young. And so just made some, I don't know, I think I may have helped him along. I was regretful of something I said that gave too much information. But anyway, he then asks me if I was his favorite. I'm the youngest of three. And I actually got annoyed by it because I'm very close to my siblings, obviously. And no, I wasn't the favorite. So I started to be like, all right, this is stupid. Like, why did I? And then he said, but you love dogs, right? Like, you love dogs. And I have learned to love dogs. But at this time, I was fine. I'll pet a dog. It wasn't.
You didn't
so
need
I was
to
like,
have one
what
in
are
your
we even
life.
doing here? Like, what am I, that's everybody loves dogs. It's
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I think maybe you're just like channeling the wrong person or something. And he was like, all right, I'm just envisioning like a big dog wearing a crown. That's why. It's like the crown I thought was your favorite. You were his favorite.
Yeah.
And my dad grew up with a German Shepherd named King.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just like chill.
Yes.
I'm like a pretty like jaded person. I don't really whatever. And it was just like a record scratching moment that I was like, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Sold.
So did you follow him?
Yeah. So we wrapped it up and it was good. And there were one or two other things that like maybe we'll do it on
offline.
Yeah, I don't mean to make things creepy, but that were really weird. And so I remember calling my siblings from the car and being like, "Listen, let me tell the story because we're all gonna roll our eyes at each other." But they were like, "Yeah, no, we're sold."
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I went the next year. At the time, it just shows like how social media and technology moves so fast. Like, if this was now, and this was an older guy, he probably would still have an Instagram. He would have a family member or somebody, an account that, but you just didn't do that. Like we never looked to like follow anybody. And this was probably 10 years ago. It wasn't even that long ago. So I went the next year being really excited to like reconnect. Was not there. I sat with someone else. They were like, they just said all the wrong things. I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. It's so interesting though, because my sister-in-law you remember like psychic parties? They used to do like
of
psychic
course.
parties. And so my sister-in-law had went to one, and it turns out like she was the ghost magnet whisperer. Like so many people came through to her.
Oh, wow.
And the most important part about this story is that the psychic that she saw was Teresa Caputo.
Oh, get out of here.
Before she became like the whatever big hit that she is now. But no, it was Teresa Caputo. So interesting. She recorded it, and the story was really wild, and it was, to me, like, it was wild. But yeah, no, that ever since then I was like, oh, okay.
So you're a believer.
I am.
I want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they say like we only use some tiny % of our brain. And I feel
Yeah.
like maybe like those people tap into another part where I don't know how it would be like your brain connecting with spirits, but just an ability to connect with like in a different realm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have that.
I don't have that ability.
It happened once, but I'm happy. I have that story.
I love that story. So this psychic fair is happening now at the Hilton?
It is. I saw it this past weekend. I'm not sure when it concludes, but I would advise people check it out, see if it's still going on.
Yeah, because they're lengthy. They go for a few weeks.
It goes for at least a week. Yeah, so just go. It's fun.
Yeah, it's like you said, you can be a cynic, you can be a believer.
Yeah.
Either way.
One other thing is when we went next year, I went with friends again, and one of the psychics had told my friend that she was pregnant, which horrified her because she was like, no way. But our friend next to us, one person away, like we were guessing the psychic channeled that person.
Oh, wow.
And on the way out, our friend was like, I'm pregnant.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway,
oh my gosh, that's cute.
My sister went, we were talking about the weather and how hot it's been. My sister went to a wedding on Fire Island just last weekend. So this past weekend was a heat wave. Last weekend was a super thunderstorm.
Right, rainy.
Yeah, and so her friend planned this beautiful, beautiful wedding for her daughter on Fire Island. They have a place there, and they did.
That.
I mean, it was an enormous expense, as you expect, but really all the bells and whistles. I'd like to share what happens on Fire Island when it rains for a wedding.
Yes.
Here we go. They were supposed to have a golf cart drive them from the house they were getting glammed at to the tent outside for the ceremony. It was too windy and misting rain, so they called the fire department and had them send a fireman in a Suburban to drive them there. On the way to the tent,
because Fire Island is a no-car zone.
Thank you. Yeah, very important to explain. On the way to the tent in the Suburban, it's a 10-second drive. A girl riding a bike fell off her bike alongside the Suburban. Because the guy driving was a firefighter, he told them, I'm sorry, but I have to get out and make sure she's okay. So it delayed their arrival to the tent for like 10 to 15 minutes, leaving everyone to wonder why the procession came to a screeching halt. And then the water taxi company hired to bring people from Ocean Beach to Ocean Bay Park had small boats and big boats. When it was time to go to the ceremony Saturday night, the water was so choppy they were not allowed to use the small boats. So it was like this very long line, and everything was
Oh my goodness. But they still went on and had a beautiful wedding.
They went on, and did they say rain on your wedding day is good luck?
Yeah. My nephew's getting married on Fire Island in September.
Out of here. Very nice. Where?
Palms Hotel.
Yeah.
And my husband is officiating it.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Did he get...
He's a reverend. He's a minister.
Oh. Was this intentional for this wedding?
Intentional for this wedding, yes.
Wow.
It's so funny.
Well, that's good to know for the public.
Yeah, exactly. Need to hire him? He can marry you. He can also, he can do something else. I don't know what it is. But like interesting, like he can baptize a baby, I think. It's something crazy.
I'm a certified mixologist, so I can make a drink.
I'm a notary republic, so hey, I can notarize anything.
This is wild.
Things you know. You know what else is good to know?
What?
Show us your Long Island.
I know.
It's still the time. It's still happening. This contest is still going on. The deadline is June 30th at 11:59 p.m. We want to see Long Island through your lens. Again, it can be any picture in any, well, it can't be any picture. Let me refrain. It could be a picture of any season. It doesn't have to be specific to summer. It could be anything all year long. We're really excited for it because this contest winner could be the cover of our inspiration guide.
Yeah. I mean, we've been getting really, really nice submissions.
I know. They really are like,
yeah, you would
beautiful.
think, yeah, again, like just either whether it's, professional photographer, which you don't have to be, or some tools you get for your phone, or just someone that knows how to use the settings, like we said last week. they're just beautiful. And it's just, you don't have to go out and do it on purpose. Like this is whatever your plan is for the day.
Yeah.
Snap a beautiful picture, whether it's of, scenery, it can be of your family members. And also I was looking, there are people who have tagged us on pictures but haven't submitted them for this contest.
Okay.
And I would rethink any pictures that you guys have posted all year round from Long Island, where you've posted them to your Instagram account or you've tagged us on them, and take them and upload them and enter the contest, because there's so many that I was like, oh my God, I wish this person would submit this photo, because it's a clear winner.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really beautiful stuff. So, ideally we're getting high-res pictures. If you have a picture that's almost there, we've got some tools on our side that can help.
Right.
But really, just go through your camera roll, go to our website, and upload those pictures, because you could be the cover of
Inspiration Guide, 100,000 copies.
Or we have the guide will be filled with user-generated pictures, user-generated content. So upload those pictures and, and we credit you. So get that credit you deserve, and we would love to highlight you.
We would love to see these pictures. So go to discoverlongisland.com /photo-contest, discoverlongisland.com /photo-contest. Super exciting.
It's a lot of holidays coming up.
I know. I feel like there's a national day for everything, like National Orange Blossom Day, which is June 27th. We shared this because Vino, our friends, Vino Vineyards in Northport, recently introduced their Orange Blossom edition to their wines, and it has become a fast staple at the vineyard. It's exhibiting I'm going to butcher it, I can't say it. Aromatic?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Give
That's how you
yourself some
pronounce
credit. Aromatic, yeah.
Okay. Exhibiting an aromatic, distinctive aroma of an orange blossom blooming. This fruit-forward wine is balanced by crisp acidity leading into ripe, freshly picked oranges and caramelized apricots, expressing a fine and velvety mouthfeel, which leaves the palate with a fruit-forward, refreshingly sweet, harmonic taste.
I mean, that sounds perfect. I wish it was right here.
Right here, right now, because it's like, I love oranges and things like
citrus stuff.
Like every morning I'm eating like 3 tangerines.
I have essential oils in my office that constantly
they smell like oranges.
Yeah.
I love it.
Today is actually Swim a Lap Day.
Oh, what's Swim a Lap
June
Day?
24th is Swim a Lap Day. So let's get that healthy tourism in. Come on. Get out of work. It's hot as hell.
Go in the local pool or
go to our
the
beaches.
ocean.
Yeah, get to the beach.
The bay, wherever.
And go swim a lap. Bring your trunks. Don't bring your trunks. Doesn't matter. This heat is going to dry your clothes in 2 seconds anyway. But maybe try out that new wine from Del Vino. Actually, go swimming first.
Yes.
Let's do the right order.
Go swimming.
Go take your lap, then head over to Del Vino and try out their beautiful aromatic fruit wine.
Fruit wine. I love it. You know what else is going on? National Foodie Day is June 28th.
Yeah.
Are you a foodie?
I am.
I am not. I am such a picky eater. I literally I only like 2 things.
It's not true.
Pizza, salad.
Not true. We have dined together before. I'm a foodie. I like my disposable income, whatever my children don't suck out of me, going to food.
Okay.
I like it really bougie.
You do.
Yeah. I like, just give me that fine dining, a little
Caviar,
thing here,
if you will.
thing here. Yeah, yes. I love food, and I love expensive food. I love chef's tasting menus. That's really.
Did you do the Fogo de Chao yet?
It's Thursday.
Okay, it's coming up. It's coming up. I'm so excited for you.
I'm very excited. There is National Foodie Day. I'd like to maybe name some restaurants that people should go check out, because this is a pretty good list, and where to grab a bite on the water.
Where to go down on the water.
Get on the water.
Yeah.
The Pridwin, Shelter Island. If you have not been to Shelter Island, make it your business now.
You know what I love about the Pridwin? It's very much, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it feels like almost European.
Yep.
You know, like it's wild. It's so adorably decorated.
Yep.
The owners there are amazing partners of ours. We were there last season, to do a remote there, and we had the best time.
I must get over there.
Yeah.
I'm giving the advice to the audience, but I have to give it to myself. Yeah. Shelter Island is a very special place.
It really is. There's other places like Navy Beach in Montauk that you can go to, Curry Club at Sagar, And then Lily's Seaside at Silly Lily Fishing Station. Funny enough, we did an LITV, that's in East Mauritius. We did an LITV episode showcasing them, and we really didn't understand the impact that we had. They called us, they're like, the line is out the door.
I remember hearing
this. It's so crazy. But what a fun place to go get a lobster roll.
And then Gigi's. So Gigi's is coming soon to Gurney's, everybody. It's a new restaurant. It's opening this month.
I can't wait.
Good luck getting in.
Yeah.
But
sign
make
up.
It your business. Yeah,
make
sign
a
up.
reservation.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's one other holiday.
Yeah.
I want to mention.
Where are you pulling these holidays out of?
Right in here.
Girl.
This is probably the most important one, to be honest. The 29th is National Insect Week. So I say it for good reason. Get over to planting fields.
Okay.
This is where you can see all sorts of insects. Check out the bees. Check out the butterflies. I know it sounds silly, but it's another reason to go to planting fields.
Yes.
And I've actually been watching, speaking of bees, this is super weird. Do you ever watch those videos that are just like calming videos of the guy mowing a lawn? Wait.
No.
This guy goes to houses where people like can't afford landscaping.
Oh, yes.
And
I've
he'll
seen
mow,
this.
and they do it like in fast forward. He mows the lawn. It's like, and it just is a very calming thing. I started watching another one this weekend, where a guy cleans pools, tiled pools, and it's just like very satisfying to watch. Like whatever.
It's like ASMR or whatever it is.
ASMR. Yeah. So the new thing is this. This lady who comes to various businesses or homes to get rid of like enormous beehives. Am I the most interesting person that's ever been on this podcast?
This is so crazy.
Anyway, so this woman, and it's like a young woman and not afraid of bees at all. Here and there, she'll wear a hazmat suit because she's like, I don't even know what to expect. Otherwise, she's in shorts, and they'll be like, she'll put text on the screen saying my legs are getting stung right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, there was this one enormous one, and instead of like, setting it on fire, like I've seen people do to hornet's nest, 'cause it's like a quick way to,
so
like,
big.
we have to save the bees. It's
exactly.
a conservation
it is a
effort.
big thing.
So she has this enormous one on this industrial building, and basically the thing is, she gets like this huge vacuum cleaner, and instead of just like chipping it away and knocking it down, she vacuums all these bees, and they ended up filling like these enormous tanks of bees. And then brings them to like this bee farm.
Oh, that's so cool.
And saves them. Anyway,
that's good. No, it is a thing. Save the bees.
That may have been what inspired me to celebrate Insect Week. I know we're not all running out, but planting fields, and other partners like that are great. It's a great reason to go and visit and just see, what's pollinating our flowers and what's making spring and summer so beautiful.
Exactly. Thank you for that information, Stacey. But you can check out more by visiting Discover Long Island or following our social media channels to find out more things to do, whether you're a foodie or you want to taste the orange blossom wine at Del Vino's. I strongly encourage you to do so. You know what's happening? Jaws turns 50.
Dun, dun.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is so crazy. But we have a new blog on our website to talk about how Long Island played a very big role in the movie Jaws.
Yeah, Missy did a great job writing that. Who doesn't love Jaws?
Right.
I feel like it resonates with everybody.
Right.
Except maybe the younger set. Mm-hmm. I don't know that my kids would see it. I think I would never get them into the water again.
Oh, really? No, my kids saw it and they loved it. Mm. Not my daughter, but like my son.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with a braver. The Wymans are a bit...
Wymans are a little thrillers.
Braver, but Jaws is amazing. Unfortunately, it doesn't really prevent me from doing it, but anytime I'm underwater, I assume that when I look to my left or my right, a shark is going to have its mouth open, ready to eat me.
You ever see that movie, not Anaconda, but it's like something like that. It's like the big shark.
The Meg.
The Meg. Have you ever seen that?
No, but I know the key art is like it's coming from the bottom, and it's just like enormous.
It's huge. It's crazy. But no, this blog covers things about how Long Island plays a big role. Like Quint was inspired by a real Montauk fisherman.
Yes, and the author, Peter Benchley, spent a lot of time on Long Island studying shark sightings and interactions off Long Island's East End.
Which is so incredible because... It's funny, there's a town on Long Island called Amityville, and I think the town was named Amity in the movie.
I think so.
Yeah.
But also Jaws, though Jaws was filmed on Martha's Vineyard, it was inspired, and that's what people I think don't know. It was inspired by the shark activity off the coast of Long Island when this guy wrote his best-selling novel. Not to put fear in any of in anyone. There's no violent sharks in our water.
Right.
Come on down. You'll see me in the water every day, every weekend over the summer.
That is so funny. Yeah, Amity Island is described as a somewhere between Bridgehampton and East Hampton, placing it squarely on the South Fork of Long Island. Take that, Martha's Vineyard. Theaters across Long Island are part of the limited release strategy of Jaws, and they released in June 1975. It revolutionized movie distribution and actually started with a limited release strategy that helped create massive buzz and the birth of the now traditional summer blockbuster.
And Steven Spielberg has a house in East Hampton, and I think just a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, we were saying, wasn't it, there was a Steven Spielberg movie being shot
in Northport or Huntington.
Huntington, yeah. And it was like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. So cool, Long Island. Here we are. You can read some more great places to celebrate this milestone at discoverlongisland.com/blog. Again, it's discoverlongisland.com/blog.
So Saturday night, let's talk about some charity.
Oh, okay.
Saturday night is the 3rd annual Penny's Flight Family Jamboree at Planning Fields, I just mentioned. Again, this Saturday, June 28th. In the past 2 years, Fam Jam has raised over $2.4 million for NF, which is neurofibromatosis, also known as NF1. So that research, and welcomed 850 attendees from the tri-state area and beyond. This year, their goal is to raise $1.5 million while celebrating music, community, and family fun.
This is incredible. So Penny's Flight is an organization inspired by Penny, a talented artist, fashionista, world traveler, social media influencer, and the founder of Glam Camp, a summer program for young girls. In just 16 years, she lived a life full of purpose, passion, and joy, and through her actions showed countless others how to live with grace. Penny was a model of resilience, positivity, and courage. Diagnosed with NF1 as an infant, Penny never let this define her and hold her back. She lived her life walking on sunshine, in the words of her favorite song. So Penny is the daughter of Chad and Kate, who created the Penny's Flight Foundation shortly after Penny's death in November 2022. And the foundation was created to advance medical research in NF1 and its related disorders. So you can find out more in the show notes that Michael will list them below. And you can also make a donation at any time at pennysflight.org. Again, it's pennysflight.org.
Really important, and thank you to Penny's parents.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think they will reach that goal. I have no doubt, because it's an amazing opportunity. Some other things happening this weekend is Friday, June 27th, laser prints at Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium. Have you been to a laser light show at the Planetarium?
I think we have discussed this before. I have not been to the Prince one.
Oh, my gosh.
But I would.
I would totally go, too. And that's in Centerport.
And then Palmanock Vineyards. Whenever we read out like what to do on Long Island, the vineyard ones. I know
always
you just
land
did
on you.
But a lot of them land on me. Palmanock Vineyards, Sunset Fridays. What more could you ask for? Bistro menu, raw bar, bottle specials, Friday night plans. That's it.
That's it. We're going to go see Laser Light show of Prince at Vanderbilt and then hit up Palmanock. Saturday, June 28th, also is the Hamptons Car Show at Southampton Playhouse. And
then, of course, the English Lavender and Bloom at Lavender by the Bay in East Marion. I mean, we did it, but you must get over there.
For more events to check out and detailed information, please visit discoverlongisland.com. CelebriTEA, are we there?
CelebriTEA.
Okay. This is huge. This was today, I learned. So Kevin Hart, comedian. Yeah. You know, I'm a big Kevin Hart fan.
Yeah, of course.
And Nora Jones, who's a musician. Do you love her?
Yeah. Yes, it's actually that single that she had a long time ago is a single I have with an ex-boyfriend.
Nice.
So I stopped listening to her.
So you banned her? Well, that's good because you can go to the Montauk Point Lighthouse on either July 12th or August 2nd. So Kevin Hart is performing on July 12th and Nora Jones is performing on August 2nd. And the doors open at 5 p.m. And all the proceeds that are going to these ticket sales, or from these ticket sales, are going to the Montauk Historical Society.
Very nice.
So what I thought, that was incredible news to me that Kevin Hart's coming all the way to the Montauk Point Lighthouse to put on his tour.
What I thought you were going to say, which I was going to be so surprised that no friend had messaged me about this, was that they were seeing like canoodling.
Oh, imagine. No way.
I was like, first of all, he's married. Yes. She may be. Not two that I would put together, but...
Right. No, he's like happily... Oh, He's happily married. No, but like he and his wife have like they have such a. There was like a show for a while. Didn't he have a show, like a series, or did I just watch a documentary on him? About him and his family. They're so cute.
Yeah,
his wife's adorable. His kids are adorable.
Yeah, his wife is beautiful. Yeah,
I just think it's so hilarious that he is best friends with The Rock. I think it's their dynamic is hysterical.
Whose roast was it?
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did an incredible job hosting
that. Was very funny.
I actually rewatched that like a couple times because it was that funny. I watch the
clips all the time. What's her face? Nikki Glazer.
Yes.
I mean, if you didn't know her before, you knew her. You know her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I started watching The Better Sister.
Okay.
I can't recall if it's on Netflix or Hulu.
Okay.
And so Jessica Biel's in it and Elizabeth Banks. They play sisters. It's like a murder mystery. I've only watched like an episode or two. It's good. And I realized some of it is shot in the city. A lot of it is shot in East Hampton and Port Jeff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to the point where even on like, she gets a phone call and it says East Hampton Police Department.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I watch it. It's a good one.
I love a good binge-worthy show.
Yeah, an easy summer one.
Yeah, the light episodes, 30-minute long episodes, I can totally do. I'm watching The Gentleman on Netflix.
Tell me more.
So this is like a very interesting show. It's about these brothers and a sister. One of them is like an army guy. He's away somewhere in the army, and his father is dying. And so they come and get him and tell him he needs to go home. So he has to come home and say goodbye to his dad. They're a very wealthy family, very rich. They have a castle. Like he's like this big guy. And so they're reading off the will. And his older brother does not get the inheritance of the castle or the family business. And he's very upset. But you can clearly see why the father went with the middle brother. Because the older brother is definitely like a hot mess express. And the sister is like, she's like non-existent type of thing. That's as far as I got so far. Really good.
What is it on?
Netflix.
I binge through shows so quickly that I need like 10 shows that people recommend so I'm never
Game of
stopping.
Thrones.
Oh yeah, we're not. Remember we said last week we don't want to revisit that.
You're never going to live it down.
There was one other thing that happened on Long Island. Hank Azaria, who's done like over 100 voices on The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
He does the comic book guy. He does Mo. I think he does the police chief.
Yeah.
He has Long Island roots.
Oh, okay.
And he was in Patchogue the other day at Record Shop. Yeah. Signing autographs and stuff. So that was cute. Yes.
You know what I love about this is like all these little. Is it like a record store?
Yeah.
Okay. All these little hometown record stores are having like major celebrities come. Like Nick Jonas was at mine hometown store last week or last month. I mean, the crowd just is incredible.
I love that. I have a record player. I haven't really bought a lot of records recently, but once I bought it, I probably bought like 12 or 15 within a week. The problem is, unless you're going to a record shop that has records are expensive.
Yeah.
And like places like Urban Outfitters sell them for like $30 for a record. But it is really nice. And I have one that there's still a little bit of like that crunchy sound, in a good way. I don't want it smooth. So it's nice. But yeah, I love that those record shops somehow made it through COVID.
I know.
And
they really did.
Yeah, you have to really patronize them and go and buy those records. I think
they're like thriving now, especially again with having these celebrities come sign autographs and see the fans. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. There was one other thing just as far as celebrity sightings. We had mentioned MacArthur Airport earlier. Keep an eye out because VIPs will take flights there to avoid all the paparazzi and all like the hubbub of JFK and LaGuardia.
Yeah, definitely.
So keep your eyes peeled. I mean, don't start stalking MacArthur, but just something to think about is people, celebs.
Well, you never know who you're going to see.
You never know who you're going to see.
It's so true because it is a small airport. So when you're walking through security, it's like a breeze.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I love it. All right. Good episode. I think we got some good stuff out there for you hot teas. Some fun things to do this weekend. Definitely check out Penny's flight. And donate if you can. And I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up.
Yeah. Stay cool.
Stay cool. Stay dry.
You can also beat the heat. Go visit restaurants in your town. Go explore other towns. Go be a foodie. Go try the new wines, the new beers. We have breweries and distilleries and restaurants. Go to discoverlongisland.com. And don't forget to enter our Show Us Your Long Island photo contest. It is still open until the end of the month.
At 11:59, June 30th is the deadline. And we're going to close it out, so we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.